Pluto's Gender was a really interesting it was a really interesting story. I think it was a beautiful look at coming out as transgender, and it was done in a really different way. I wasn't expecting it at the beginning. I think it was really well told. I think um, these are characters you could be really empathetic to, and I think you, within this setting, you do a good job of presenting this story of coming out and accepting who you are, and doing it in a way that isn't like the I guess I just didn't see it coming at first. I think that's what it is, in a way that was really original to the story and fitting to the story. Um, yeah, really compelling characters, really compelling story, and overall, just a really, really well done piece.
Pluto's gender. I definitely found this one very interesting. Specifically, how they use scientific categorizing of planets to compare that with gender. Because what Pluto's gender, to me, it feels like it's saying is science has been wrong in the past. Uh, so we shouldn't be so up in arms to resist against current changes. Um, because I feel like the reveal of this, the whole reveal at the end is that I believe he was a professor, but he feels he's beginning to undergo the process of becoming transgendered. He wants to become a she, um, and so uh, they use the analogy of Pluto and the fact that they give these planets genders as a form of categorizing, and that's compared to us, how in reality genders are used to label and stereotype people, which I definitely see, where you have what are supposed to be masculine traits and feminine traits, but Pluto's gender is asking, but does it have to be like that? Um, I think it brings up a lot of very strong arguments, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Pluto's gender. I absolutely loved this. I thought it was really, really well done. I loved the concepts that they were kind of working and manipulating and using something like science, which so many people kind of fall back on in so many different arguments. But using a concept like science, something that is and like something that like the Pluto controversy was for anyone in my age range, in my kind of age group, like that was a huge controversy that we all will remember. And so using something like that to help explain something so personal and help relate and get your message across in a way that, obviously this is like an astronomer, like he's a professor, but like this is like what he studies, this is what he teaches, this is what he's passionate about. So being able to use that to explain something so personal and have that be the way that they kind of come out and make it more comfortable to have this great moment, like this, like I'm sure terrifying moment, was so beautiful and so lovely, and so, honestly, such a great explanation as well, and such a great way to approach the topic.
So it's a really sweet movie. I really like. You don't know what's going to happen going in. You don't know if there's going to be some kind of danger or what it's going to be. But there's this intellectual conversation about the planets, and it ends in confession and very sweet acceptance of friendship, and it's just we don't get enough of that. you know we don't see enough stories about that. Just having the whole film just be about love and acceptance, and yeah, it was nice. And two characters in one location, and we get this big idea across. We do a movie, we get this big idea across, but it's just done very simply within the means. So excellent work there. Really good script, very interesting, and the actors did a great job. And you just love them both. You love them both at the beginning. You love them even more at the end. So, good job with this. I hope it gets out there and does well for you, because it's an important message.
This was an interesting concept in dealing with a controversial topic, and an interesting topic with someone coming out to their family members. It's definitely a unique way. I'll give them that. I would say they might wanted to have cast an actor who looks like they could have possibly been transgendered. Because this actor had a 5 o'clock shadow on his face, to the point where it was really what you weren't expecting, because he still looks very much like a man, complete with 5 o'clock shadows. And I would think if someone's transitioning, or thinking that's their path, they would try and stay as clean shaven as possible. It's and maybe look a little more feminine, or at least try to. But it was a unique way of approaching this controversial topic, and for someone to come out to their family, because I would think that's not how most of them do it. But it is interesting.
The issues for Pluto's gender, they have an interesting and insightful approach to our concept of gender and humans' labeling and categorization process. They have this very moving dialogue on coming out and having a safe, comfortable space to do it, and also your support system to do it openly, honestly, and without any fear of repercussions. Socially, personally, psychologically, all that. It's very cool, this warming setting, and they have great performances as well. I had a great time watching this.
Pluto's gender was both really clever and heartfelt, and it was fantastic. Managed to find a really clever metaphor for like feelings of gender nonconformity, and like trans experience, and that really articulates the limits of our conceptual classifications of gender and of people and of experiences, and very deftly points out that the reality of these situations is a lot more complex. And it also laces all of this kind of metaphorical stuff with a real sense of emotional earnestness that's genuinely moving. You understand that the articulation of this metaphor is to serve a very kind of personal, vulnerable, emotional function, which brought it to my eye. It was fantastic. I loved it.